Yeah, that's right. So they have decided to keep Waterfall in the pool. I wouldn't be surprised if this was HonMono's first pick, because this is a map where you can do things a little bit different, and if anyone likes to do things a little bit different, it's HonMono.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. But speaking of someone else who also does things a little bit differently, we have spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the Hong Kong Zerg player, the best player in all of Hong Kong, representing the Juggernauts. It is GogojOey. Well, I pressed the wrong button.
I'm stuck.
Okay.
Step observer. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have playing for Prep Esports. It is the Korean Terran in the red, HonMono.
Here we go. We are going to be continuing or getting into our first best of 5. Again, hopefully GogojOey isn't too fatigued. I can't imagine being in such a long series here. I mean, props to the players. Like, that's the thing about these qualifiers. It's more a battle of stamina than anything. So many days in a row of StarCraft and so many matches in a row as well.
Yeah, that's right. Having gone out from the open qualifiers, now having to play in these closed qualifiers, and it's far from over with the main event still to come. But these players, you know, this is what they do. It's not just, they're not plebs like us that have their 2-hour ladder sessions and they're like, oh, I'm sad now. I don't know if I can play anymore.
Wait, what kind of projection is this, mate? You get sad, you keep playing.
True.
The tilt queue is real. What are you talking about? Oh my god.
I guess so. But meanwhile, we do have this game coming together slowly, and we have got HonMono going for a little bit of a greedier opening, actually skipping his scout, which on such a short map, it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate, especially with GogojOey, who has a reputation of going for early Roach Warren timings. As I say that, again, he has a reputation for it.
Mate, he heard you.
He's listening to the stream. He's in the Discord call.
He's like, mate, I am not one to make light a liar.
Exactly.
I'm throwing down that Roach Warren.
He's got my back, mate. He's got my back. The first Reaper does come out across the map, and oh, can he get a kill? He will get a kill with that drone.
Yeah, just dragging the drone over the grenade there. Actually gets a kill with his first Reaper, and that's a pretty nice little lead to start off with, and especially considering GogojOey, he's probably not going to be making too many drones in this game.
True, but does HonMono know that? Because he's going for a third CC before Starport right now. A very economic opener from the side of our Terran. And HonMono hasn't gone into the main base. He is checking the third base location, so he is confirming, okay, this is 2-base play. This is a little bit weird. I need to figure out what exactly this is. Is it going to be a Bane Bust? Is it going to be Roaches? What is it going to be?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Link's just not in the right position at the right time, and this Reaper is going to be able to slip in through the minerals, and he spots the Roach Warren.
Wow, very crucial scout here for HonMono. He can give off this Reaper, and the Reaper will go down, but his life was worth it. The Roaches are coming across the map, and we already have the bunker on the high ground.
Yeah, I love this going for the bunker on the high ground here, just going to be extra safe. But meanwhile, we do see that the build that HonMono was going for was actually a pretty standard 3cc 2-on-1, and yeah, I thought this was a really greedy choice by him to not scout with this build, because this is a build where you can be in a lot of trouble against these kind of builds, and you can see all that he has here is 2 Hellions. That's it.
Only 2 Hellions made and a single Marine. A Marauder will pop out, and it does get into the bunker just barely in time, but a couple of workers are going to be falling here at the natural base, and we do have high ground vision thanks to that Overlord.
Yeah, 5 workers will be going down, and he has to give up this natural, and meanwhile, it's just drones coming out from GogojOey back home. He's got his third coming up, and he's not really making anything beyond these first 5 Roaches, so this isn't the most crazy commitment coming out from him, and for HonMono to be kept to 1 base against this is already a lot of damage.
Exactly, like, it's one of those things where HonMono may not be dying anytime soon, but again, like, this is just so much damage. These Biles are going to be able to get both depots and even this reactor because of this opener. There was no Tech Lab, there was no Cyclone, no Banshee, no nothing.
Yeah, both those depots going down, the reactor going down as well, and Yeah, that's going to be enough damage for now for GogojOey. He's just going to contain and hold this low ground for now. Going to force some repairs out on this bunker on the high ground as well. And there really isn't any way for HonMono to do anything about this just yet. Maybe once his stim finishes, he might have the opportunity to run down, but he's not even really making bio at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, he's a little bit supply blocked because of the death of those depots, so he has to wait a little bit longer to get the rest of these depots up and running. Thankfully, the one thing going his way is he does have a third CC already in orbital, so he can produce three SCVs at a time and pump out those mules. Eventually, he will finally regain control of his natural.
Yeah, but it does look like it took him quite a while to get these depots going. Maybe a little bit of a miscalculation there, expecting that third CC to free up his supply, and that does mean a really significant delay on the units. And considering this build, this is meant to be a fast stim drop build. This is a build that revolves around getting some map control with your first drop, and he just doesn't have the units to do that.
Yeah, it revolves around crisp timings here with our first handful of units, and because of the disruption at the start of the game, HonMono, he just can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, on the side of GogojOey, things are coming along splendidly. He's got his bay nest almost all the way up. He's got his lair on the way. His 1-1 is on the way as well. So everything going really well over in the land of GogojOey.
Yeah, he's essentially fully saturated on these three bases. We should be seeing a fourth relatively soon. We already have our lair on the way as well. We have our baneling nest, so GogojOey is looking beautiful here. HonMono, it's on him to try and make something happen. He has a handful of Hellions and he's been able to poke and prod a little bit, but not really finding too much success. He is rushing across the map with his Marines. I imagine going to be meeting up with his medevac soon TM once this reactor is done. Is this a beyond build? Is it? Is that? Am I doing it right?
It's a delayed beyond build.
There you go. Oh my god, and already the two, no, not even two, all three of these Hellions are going to go down.
Yeah, the Hellions are going to be taken out without taking out too many of those Lings, and we do see quite a few more Lings being started up by GogojOey now, so he has reached 60 drones, and he is happy to start amassing an army now, which I like this choice as well. He should be able to recognize just how far ahead he is, and the only thing that can really get him in trouble here is a strong all-in coming out from HonMono.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there are different options available to him. He could be even more greedier, and he could have taken a faster fourth and continued droning even further up until like 70 drones or something like that. But why take that risk? You know, you have to respect your opponent. You have to make sure you don't die to any kind of random counterattack.
Yeah, that's right. And HonMono is going to be able to shoot away this little attack that's coming out from GogojOey. But really, GogojOey doesn't have to do a lot with this. He's just staying out of the map, being aggressive, keeping vision of the units of HonMono, and trying to get some kind of idea of what he's up to.
Yeah, exactly. Just making sure that a third base is being taken and it is going to be on location. We do have a couple of tanks sieged up. There we go. The Lings do just confirm that. So now GogojOey feels safe enough to commence droning again. You know, his fourth is on the way. He is beginning to slowly saturate it. 2-2 is done. Sorry, 1-1 is done. 2-2 is on the way. Speaking of upgrades, HonMono doesn't have a single... Oh, no, sorry. He does have one NG bay, just no upgrades.
Yeah, only the single eBay there. Starting up that second one now, so it is possible he may have forgotten that first one, or he just wants to get the +1 attack getting going a little bit earlier. But he's going to jump in here with this drop here and start trading out with the Lings and Queens of GogojOey.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the drop does rotate from the main base towards the third base instead, sorry, the fourth base, and he will be able to get 2 Queens, or at least 1 Queen for his troubles. But the rotation of the army is a little bit too much, and HonMono is forced to pick up.
Yeah, and this army, even with the medevac support, is battered and bruised, and it's going to have to go home to repair up, to heal up, losing even a medevac's worth of bio. And the 1-1 for HonMono only just started up now.
Oh boy, exactly. HonMono is going to be so far behind in those upgrades in the tech in general. GogojOey already working on Infestation Pit. He's got a Hydra Den for Ling, Bane, Hydra. I guess he's got Roaches from the early game as well. Still alive, by the way. Still providing some supportive utility with their biles. And we can even end up in Lurkers. I don't think we need it, but if we wanted to, we could. He's taking every single one of his gases. Almost every single one.
Yeah, that's right. He is going to start to creep up towards just 6 gases for now. He's got his Hydras on the way, got his 2-2. So, yeah, there's a lot going well in the way of GogojOey. Even going for a Hive now. So, yeah. Meanwhile, on the side of HonMono, he's actually going for an 8 racks here. So, it's going to be an all-in off 3 bases. And it looks like he's just going to go for a massive Doom drop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he has to, right? Like, playing a longer game, especially on Waterfall, when you're already so far behind, isn't really going to work out. We have this Doom drop on the right-hand side, but the army just happens to be here. Thankfully, HonMono, he does notice, and he will back off.
Yeah, he will not fly those over the top of the Hydras, but meanwhile, GogojOey, he is starting to get those links out, getting a bit of extra map vision. He's going to split up his army here as well, and he has a crazy amount of army here. Both armies on either side can almost take on the Terran army alone.
Yeah, exactly. The army is split up, but it is still terrifying nonetheless. The Hive is about to finish up on the side of GogojOey, so he can get straight into 3-3. He can go straight into Adrenal Glands. Just going to be able to force away this drop for the time being. It looks like GogojOey is setting up for a counterattack on the right-hand side.
Yeah, going for a big attack here, recognizing that a lot of the army was committed to that other side. But for now, all he's really doing is just keeping HonMono penned back, making sure that there's no aggressive potential here. And yeah, as you're pointing out, the link spotters are in position to show that he doesn't have a fourth on the way.
Yeah, exactly. HonMono just contained to 3 bases as GogojOey is taking a 6th base right now. Aye. Meanwhile, now that the Hive is done, we have all those upgrades that we were talking about. 3-3 Adrenal Glands. We could from here go into Ultras, we could go into Aspire, we could go into a Lurker Den, or we could just stay on Lingbane Hydra. Like, it's not that much of a bad composition. Just even round it out with some Vipers.
Yeah, I was just getting a little bit of stutter there. Were you getting that at all, or that's just on my end?
Oh, maybe on your end.
Oh. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that.
We're okay, puppy, we're okay.
Anyway, HonMono, he is going to use some of these features of this map. With the map being so small, you can actually start to crawl out this siege line from your own third to clear creep. And he's already almost pressing into the fourth of GogojOey, but GogojOey is going to take this as a signal to start attacking.
Oh, exactly. We just see him just dive on the army a little bit. He will be able to take out one of those tanks. Meanwhile, as GogojOey loses some of his army, he frees up that supply for these Vipers. Once they come out, he can make short work of these tanks. So he's going to be waiting a little bit longer. Of course, he could just dive on in, but he doesn't have the greatest gas bank as he goes for a run by.
Yeah, he does bust through with those Banelings, and those Banelings, they're not really going to get on top of anything. The Bio manages to take out most of them before they can get there, but that CC is quite low, so there is the opportunity, if he can make enough happen in the next few minutes, to even take that out.
Oh, exactly. What's also important is that Bane run by actually heavily supply blocks HonMono. Aye. Deep in the red on that supply. He's going to be stuck with his army, or we'll see if he even gets stuck with what he has, because we see a massive engagement here. Unsieged.
Yeah, that's right. Going straight onto creep a little bit, jumping on things a little bit too quickly there, I think, but the micro was good. He was able to split very well against the Banes of GogojOey, and he will be pressing forward here, but he's put himself into a very all-in position.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, he does siege up, but on top of creep, he's going to lose his entire army. Only a handful of medevacs will survive, will escape.
Yeah, and there is a huge difference in the supply here, and really, with those 3-3 upgrades coming in, GogojOey can just slam into him over and over with Lingbane Hydra. These minerals are getting out of control, so he really can just throw away some lings if he wants to, into the mineral lines, into the depots, but he does also have the Vipers to start blinding cloud these tanks.
Exactly. GogojOey is getting an insane army right now, and HonMono is struggling to replace what he just lost. The Vipers are coming on in. Looks like they are going to get a couple of power bombs on these medevacs.
Yeah, just chucking down those power bombs, also throwing down the blinding clouds, just messing up the AI of the bio. And those Banelings are just going to roll over into the third base while the Ravagers and Lynx clean everything up.
And GG gets called. GogojOey will take the first game.
Yeah, GogojOey taking the first game in convincing fashion. And I do want to say it did come off the start of a couple openings that did work out really well for him, but that is the risk that HonMono took. HonMono went for a very greedy opening, and on top of that didn't scout. So yeah, just getting a little bit unlucky, but also that is what happens when you take this kind of risk on a small map.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we can't really fault his play too much. It's more about the decision making of being greedy and also not scouting at the same time, right? So basically being just greed on top of greed in a way. And yeah, he is punished. Like, it's one of those things where you can definitely do that against certain players, but we also have to take into consideration the map and also the player himself, right? Like, even before the game was starting, we're like, yo, GogojOey, he likes his roaches. And it's like, and we're not opening up 3cc Banshee or anything like that. Oh boy. So yeah, risky move.
Yeah, 100%, and was unfortunately punished, but the good news for him is this is in fact a best of 5, so he's got a bit of room to play. He's got room to feel out how his opponent's playing today. He's got a chance to get back in this one.
Exactly. And when it comes to the familiarity between the players, like, it may also come into the fact that HonMono is relatively new to this region. He's new to this scene, right? You know, he is recently representing Japan, and this is the first season where he's doing so. So because of that, I don't know if there are many opportunities where he can play against GogojOey and can gain familiarity with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. GogojOey is someone who's been around in the Taiwan, Hong Kong scene for quite a while. So yeah, definitely HonMono feeling a little bit like the new kid on the block, but he has this best of 5 to get his footing.
He really does, and ahead in front of him is the player that is currently leading this series 1-0. It is the best player in all of Hong Kong, the Blue Zerg, representing the Juggernauts. It is GogojOey.
And spawning on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, sending a few SCVs out already. It is the Korean Terran playing for Prep Esports and representing Japan. It is HonMono.
Interestingly enough, we do have that proxy racks here on the right-hand side. We have a second SCV and even a third SCV on the way.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive variation of this. This could either be a 3 racks or even a 4 racks that he's going for here. So he's sending out a lot of SCVs. He's going to be very committed. And this is something that I have been seeing quite a bit becoming a trend on this map, where Terrans are going for proxy racks, as I saw even Maru going for this, which hasn't been something he's been doing a lot lately, but something about this map, he does like the idea. Meanwhile, on the side of GogojOey, ooh, unfortunately for HonMono, he's actually gone for a pool first.
What's crazy is that this isn't even just a pool first. This is a pool gas before hatch. So not necessarily a safe opener, a very aggressive opener as well. He's going to have access to Lings speed, or even roaches very quickly.
Yeah, and once again, GogojOey kind of getting the right side of the coin flip when it comes to these builds. And I think HonMono is going to have to adjust to the playstyle of GogojOey, because GogojOey has shown that he's happy to be very aggressive, very cheesy, and once again going for either a very greedy or very cheesy build as the Terran. Neither of those go up very well against a Zerg cheese. It's better to go for more of a standard middle of the line build.
Exactly. And the Roach Horn is already on the way. That we can see that's the purpose of that gas. Meanwhile, we do see HonMono rock up, and now he has the first eyes on this hatchery, and he should recognize that, hold on, this hatchery is late.
Yeah, he's going to realize that this is a lot later than usual as well. So we are seeing him committing only to 1 bunker, and meanwhile at home he is right away taking his gas. So he has recognized that he's going to have to transition.
Yeah, exactly. The transition has begun. Meanwhile, he dives all the way into the main base. He knows that he needs to get some damage done right now. Like, 1 drone already getting picked off. The Queen does fall back to the safety of those drones.
Yeah, and these drones are actually going to drill through and try to take on these Marines. I like this choice by GogojOey. Does pull back after that. Only 2 drones going down, and he's bought himself enough time to get some roaches out.
Yeah, exactly. The roaches are now out. A decent amount of Marines, so in total we do have 11 Marines available here for HonMono, and these roaches in low numbers, they can get picked off.
Yeah, this Reg popping out at the natural here, I guess when it was made, he wasn't really suspecting that this bunker was coming up, because it was actually outside of the vision of the building hatch. But yeah, only 1 of those going down and 2 Ravagers here already. This is a really nice start for GogojOey.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if this hatchery goes down, which it shouldn't, we do have a couple of reinforcements on the way. GogojOey is going to have a massive counterattack potential. One of the Queens almost going down this hatchery, getting incredibly low, and GogojOey, he's maybe even going to wait and try to use the Broodlings.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to try to use the Broodlings to break out here, and that's his chance to go. So jumping on that right away, going to throw down the Biles just to make the SCVs reposition, but really nice job by HonMono. Actually moves those SCVs around, and this bunker is not going down yet.
Wow, the bunker, it stands strong. It still manages to survive. Meanwhile, the Lings were all cleaned up. GogojOey has not broken through.
Wow, this bunker just stands strong time and time again. Not even going down now. That's incredible.
Wow. Just not enough Ravagers, just not enough Biles. We were only relying on 2. Finally, we do have the salvage, and finally, HonMono is going to be turning around. But GogojOey, quickly looking at the units tab, he only lost 2 roaches. He was able to keep the majority of his Roach Ravager alive, so he still has potential to counterattack, as there is nothing back at home.
Yeah, so normally when you transition out of this, you would fly your Raxes out, but HonMono says, mate, the main base is not my base. The whole map is my base. I'm just going to build it here.
Hey, your base is my base. I'm coming back for it, Papi. Let's go. Because we have Stim and Concussive Shell. Looking at the upgrades, it looks like Concussive Shell has already finished up. We're just waiting for Stim. Obviously, there are no medevacs, so every Stim is going to count. But with the addition of these Marauders, like, this is a terrifying army.
Yeah, this is a really cool way that he's found to play out against this, but at the same time, these Roaches and Ravagers are going to be rocking up at his base, and it's only going to be a matter of time before these depots go down. He even chooses to pull the SCVs here.
Oh yeah, the boys are being pulled. Can you get a surround on these Ravagers? The sidestepping is going to be okay here. Actually, he's I told you, your base is my base. He's going across the map, puppy.
Mate, he's just getting the hell out of dodge. He's going to run away with those. And HonMono is able to take down a lot of these units here. His Stim is very close to finishing up here, and these Marauders are doing a lot of damage to the Roaches.
Oh, a lot of damage. You didn't see a clutch transfuse there towards the end, but the Roaches are falling like flies. The rest of the army is turning around. He is coming back home. HonMono, why am I surprised that he opted to pull the boys?
Yeah, that's right. He has pulled the boys, but meanwhile, a lot of this bio is going down. The Queen have done a really good job of focusing the Marauders. There's only three left, and one of them is very low on health, but he's actually going to buffer with his own SCVs. Nice dodges on the bios there.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like he's cleaned up the entire Roach Ravager army, but again, HonMono is giga all in, and we still have some mining here for GogojOey. More Roaches on the way. We have a Queen. We have a couple of Lings. HonMono is on a massive timer. He's going to go for it. He's going to go.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of indecision there from HonMono because he does know that he doesn't really have enough to take this fight cleanly. It's going to be very close here, but he doesn't have enough to go home either. He really can't macro out of this. He's completely all in, and look at that Concussive Shell coming in clutch there. He's going to mean that none of these units can get away.
Yeah, it is coming in clutch, but at the same time, like, every single Stim hurts that much more. We have so little HP to work with right now. HonMono even making a Reaper, that's how desperate he is.
Yeah, desperation moves coming out here, but these Queens are going to be able to take down the last two Marauders. They're going to run away with their lives, just those two remaining Marauders. And looks like HonMono just wants to use every last resource he has, making sure that he uses all of his gas to try to get the win here. But with just two Reapers popping out, yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough to take this one down.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The Mule will end up falling. It looks like the Marauders are turning around and they're running back home to help preserve whatever mining there is remaining here. Looking at the unit tab, we have 2 SCVs left, soon to be 1. He does go for the Mule, and GogojOey is sitting pretty. Maybe HonMono is unaware about the worker count, but like I feel like turning around is not the play. Oh god.
Yeah, he barely has enough minerals to make another SCV. In fact, going to make another Reaper with those leftover minerals. So this Ling here is being so annoying. The Concussive Shell will finally take it out, but that's brought so much of the army of HonMono back home. And yeah, I just don't think he's going to be able to find his way back into this one this way.
Yeah, not this way, not anyway. I think that he's down to 3 workers and 6 supply. The Lings come out. We don't have Ling speed. We don't need Ling speed. I mean, technically, this Reaper can micro his heart out and he can eventually kill everything here. We now have a second Reaper. To be fair, like, with good enough micro, they will be able to get some damage done, but not against Queens, not against Roaches.
Yeah, exactly. And these Lings, they're just going to head back home. GogojOey is still operating off one base, but he's got a pretty decent economy here, and these Queens are going to have an absolute, are going to be absolutely fine to just repel those Reapers.
Yeah, exactly. The Reapers are forced to turn around. On the side of HonMono, we do see him just trying to work on his worker count, just trying to work on even more Reapers. Finally, the production is turning around. He's coming back home. It's like, fine. My base is my base. You can keep your base.
Mate, you've made your point. I'm going home. It's all good. We'll start at the main base and we'll work our way out. But at the same time, these Raxes is actually a little bit of a timer that they're on here to get back and form the wall, because the Ling speed of GogojOey is finishing up pretty soon. And if these can't trap at the top of the map, yeah, it's going to be a race here to see if the Lings can get in first.
Yeah, here we go. The Lings are rushing across them. He's going to send one to check to see if these bunkers are still there. He confirms that 2 of them are floating back home, and now it's a race to go across the map.
Yeah, this one's going to be very tight. It does look like HonMono has recognized that he has to get this wall down as soon as he can, but these Lings, it looks like they're going to get in first.
Ah, the Lings are too quick. Ling speed finishes up just in time. The wall is not a wall. The Marauders are finally going to get cleaned up. They get taken down by the KD8 mines. The boys are being pulled once again, and the Lings are out of control. We're knocking everything down to 4 workers again.
Yeah, insane little micro battle going out there. HonMono trying to save every last SCV, but it looks like even the last one just about to go down just has the Ling blood sprayed all over his suit.
Is that the Ling blood or is that the blood of his fallen SCV friends? I don't know. Oh, God.
Can't even tell anymore.
Oh, my God. GogojOey now even expanding, taking another base, working on his drone count. We do have 4 Reapers coming across the map, and HonMono is on some serious copium. GG gets caught.
Hey, I didn't want to say it, but mate, he's on 9 supply, and 4 of those are Reapers.
We thought the MiG's cope was real, but HonMono was on something else there. GG. To be fair, though, I really did appreciate the follow-up, and even before that, just remember how long that bunker survived, like how much he was able to accomplish with that first push.
Yeah, that's right. This did look like a really bad build matchup for him, and he managed to make a game out of it. So props to HonMono for taking a bad situation and, you know, coming up with a very creative way to get himself back in the game, just making the stim and the concussive right on site.
Oh, yeah. Concussive shell, stim as well. Like, it was a great follow-up. It almost worked. It almost caught GogojOey off guard. But again, he was able to cripple the economy of HonMono and defend at the same time, just barely. I do think a lot of that is because of the openers, is because he already had access to those roaches, to that warren, to those ravagers. Oh boy. So now we are getting into game number 2.
Yeah, so we are heading on further into this series, and I believe with GogojOey being 2-0 up, that does mean he has 3 match points now to qualify.
Yeah, exactly. GogojOey needs 1 more game to win, and then he will qualify for that main event once again. He's been there plenty of times before, and he's looking to get there again. Meanwhile, HonMono is up against the wall right now. But it's a bit of a shame because it feels like he's just been rolling the dice or flipping coins, and it just hasn't been working out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't really been able to get a proper look at what HonMono is capable of. We've gotten small glimpses in him trying to recover bad positions, but we haven't really had the full HonMono experience here. And I really hope that he's going to take the opportunity this match to just play things a little bit safer and have confidence in his macro game.
Exactly. Like, hopefully we can get this here before the series does end. But we'll see, because spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the best player in all of Hong Kong, the Blue Zerg, representing the Juggernauts, currently up 2-0, needs uno más, 1 more to qualify for the main event. It is GogojOey.
And meanwhile, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, his qualifying life here is on the line. His chance to get into the main event. He has to win the next 3 in a row. Here he is in the red. It is playing for Prep Esports, HonMono. Wait, the Raxes? The Rax is at home? The gas is on time?
Wow.
He's doing it.
He's playing StarCraft. he's doing it, puppy. He's doing it. Let's go.
Made his base. He's like, I get your point. GogojOey. I can see why you Zergs, you have these fancy rules that you try to uphold where you're like, you have to build all your buildings in your base. I'll give it a go, just for you, buddy.
Just for you, puppy. Just for you. My base is my base. Oh my god, so we do see a standard opener here, and GogojOey, reading this correctly, is going to go for a hatch first opener as well. So yeah, kind of straight up openers from both ends. But this is where I want to remind everyone of a certain event that happened less than a week ago. Because we've been talking a lot about how cheesy GogojOey can be and how like aggressive and roach intensive he can be. But if you remember, before today, the last time we saw GogojOey was in his series against Vindicta in WTL.
Yeah, that's right, and that was a very interesting game, that game that we had on Tropical Sacrifice, where GogojOey had a really nice lead going into the mid to late game, and he was crashing in with Lings and Banes and Ultras, and Vindicta, as well as he's been doing in this whole team league, was only just able to get the win.
Yeah, exactly. And that was in a longer, very macro-oriented game as well. So GogojOey can definitely go for that sort of style. He isn't just kind of penned into only aggression and only cheese and only roaches. I swear he can do something else as he as he throws down a roach warren.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out as well, very interesting with the openers, HonMono didn't go for a scout, and he actually, I feel like I could visibly see him making the decisions in his head where he was going to throw his CC down on the low ground, and he thought better of it and decided to make it on the high ground, and he is going once again for a 3cc build.
Ooh, 3cc, but the first CC is on the high ground, so his own economy is going to be a little bit more delayed than it otherwise should be. I say that, but with this Reaver Scout, he does dip in, and he does see that GogojOey did indeed delay his third base once again, and is going into a Roach Warren.
Yeah, so he's going to dive into the back there. The Reaper just making out that Roach Warren and getting out with his life there as well. So HonMono is going to get eyes on this quite a lot earlier, and he is making a tank straight away. He's not going to swap these add-ons and start making Hellions this time, so he's going to have a much better setup here.
He is, but this is why I love GogojOey, and this is some Miyamika influence right now, because, mate, we have a third base. GogojOey is droning. He is not making use of this Roach Warren whatsoever.
Mate, what a Chad. He's just not even going to make the roaches at all.
Yeah, he's like, mate, I'm going to just invest some minerals and some gas into a Roach Warren, and I'm not even going to use it. Let's go. And the goal of this, of course, is to force a reaction out of HonMono, and because that he does have that tank first, it's going to eat into his Hellion count, it's going to eat into his map control, it's going to force him to stay at home, and yeah, just some inadvertent damage being dealt by GogojOey.
Yeah, meanwhile, this Overlord Scout coming in here, because of the layout of the buildings, it's going to see absolutely everything. And this is such a key scout here, because I really liked what HonMono is doing here, where he's going for this 2-1-1 anyway. When you're going against these builds where they kind of start off greedy, get a little bit of tech, and go back into eco, they can be vulnerable to an early timing, but GogojOey knows exactly what's happening now.
Yeah, exactly. He dives on in. He sees the 3cc opener. He sees the 2-1-1. He sees the reactor on that factory to be switched with the starboard. He sees everything that there is to see. And yeah, now he can start preparing back at home. Like, again, just GogojOey playing with the mind games. Very Miyamika-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Very Miyamika-esque. Normally we'd see Miyamika making that Roach Warren, cancelling it after the Reaper went, but, you know, if that Roach Warren finishes, you still don't have to use it, really. It's just 150 minerals. Like, it's definitely a setback. It's not something you want to be doing every game, but if the Terran does overreact, it can pay dividends. But I do want to praise HonMono. He didn't overreact. He did get his natural down very quickly. He didn't make any extra bunkers that he didn't need. He just realized that this one tank would be enough safety for him, and his drop's going to come out at a pretty good time.
Yeah, here we go. The medevacs are now out. Stim is on the horizon. It will finish up by the time the drop gets across the map. So, so HonMono can deal some damage. Meanwhile, GogojOey does have control of the Zelnagas. He will spot this drop.
It's alright, I'm just trying as hard as I can not to call him GogojOey.
What? What's the name of the monkey in Powerpuff Girls?
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo, let's go.
I am Mojo Jojo.
Oh my god, well, here he is. Oh my god. As the double jump does head in between the two bases of the triangular third and the main, so far hasn't been able to deal any damage yet, but almost does dive on top of the queen.
Yeah, not losing any queens here. The defense has been very solid here by Mojo Jojo Goey.
What is... See, that's when GogojOey apes. He turns into the Mojo Jojo.
It's the helmet. You can't help it.
You can't help it, puppy. You can't help it. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, HonMono just going to trade out with a few of these Lings here, but the Banelings arriving are going to push him back for the meantime.
God, exactly. It looks like GogojOey has... No, I'm not just thinking the goddamn monkey. God damn it. But GogojOey, he does force this back. Honestly, he doesn't really sustain too many losses looking at the units lost type. He's only lost Lings right now. 10 Lings have gone down, but maybe that's way too soon.
Yeah, this Queen almost going down, but Transfuse is a hell of a drug, taking a lot of these Marines out on the way down, even taking down one of these medevacs. That's a really nice trade here for GogojOey.
Oh, definitely. One Queen for a medevac full of Marines is well worth it, as you were saying. Meanwhile, with all this defense, GogojOey, he's getting his 4th base up and running. He has a Hydrogen on the way, bailing speed as well. 2-1. He's getting everything.
Yeah, a little bit of that Gogo mojo goes a long way, and he is going up to 70 drones now, so he has a pretty nice economy as well. Not the craziest economy, but on this map there are some pretty nice angles you can start to attack from. Especially, it can be especially hard, for the Terran to take a 4th here, because the bases are so spread away from each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's so difficult, and GogojOey does have eyes on this as well, here towards the left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, his army is moving in towards the right, just a spotter link just to make sure that HonMono is stuck on 3 bases.
Yeah, that's right. This is something that he did so well on that game on Waterfall, taking very careful stock of what was going on. But HonMono, once again, is going for an 8-Rax and going for something a little bit different, actually going for a Marauder 8-Rax. This is a pretty old school style that Maru has brought back into popularity lately, and it does tend to go pretty well against Ling Bane.
Yeah, definitely. Marauders definitely do kind of throw a wrench into the works when it comes to the engagements, especially with said Ling Bane. But despite going up against an 8-Rax, GogojOey is taking up into Hydras, so he will have at least a little bit of a better answer to this, a bit of a better army composition once those Hydras do come out.
Yeah, that's right. If GogojOey does try to go into a high Hydra count, even going for Lurk, or even goes for Lurkers, that can trade really well with the Marauders.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if he can get there so far, just deflecting the push here towards the left-hand side. We do see another double drop on the right, is able to clear up a couple of these creep tumors, but GogojOey has already split up his army.
Yeah, really nice split here by GogojOey. Good control as well. It's just going to use those Hydras to shoo away these medevacs for now. And meanwhile, we see that the 2-2 is being started up for HonMono now, and it is a little bit late here.
Yeah, quite a bit late, as we already have GogojOey working on his own 2-2 upgrades. Meanwhile, the Bailings, nice catch, does catch them morphing in, so all of them do get picked off here on the left-hand side. Creep is being respread though, and there's still plenty of Ling Bane waiting for him.
Yeah, that's right. There's still plenty on the way. Meanwhile, there is a huge army amassing to the right side of the map. GogojOey just going to split and reorganize his army a little bit, anticipating the bigger attack coming from the left here.
The medevac barely escaping on 8 HP. Ay. So again, GogojOey not just doing a great job at defending both ends, a great job at just keeping the creep shred pushed out on the map. Like, HonMono has had a really hard time cleaning this up.
Yeah, that's right. GogojOey is doing a really good job just defending all of his active tumors and making HonMono pay every time he wants to push out and try to deny some of that creep, and he is painting the map purple.
Yeah, definitely. GogojOey has to be careful not to overextend, as at this 3rd base location, we do have a pretty well fortified Terran army. The tanks are already sieged up, the Marines, the Marauders. We are set up here to engage with an army, to receive a Zerg army, so GogojOey has to be careful as he is taking up and already has a hive.
Yeah, I want to point out as well, HonMono's army is freaking enormous. Yeah. He's stopped on 67 workers, which is a pretty low count, and he is actually maxed out. So this is a huge army he has. A little bit of a super max here, but he's going to have to trade well with these Banelings still.
Yeah, exactly. Half of his army actually gets surrounded here on the left-hand side, and there's not enough to cover for these tanks, at least on the left-hand side. One tank will go down. The rest of them will cover here towards the top of the ramp.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty important for HonMono not to fight too much without these tanks, because you can see already down to 150 supply. He does have a decent bank, but it is still going to be pretty hard for him to replace his army. Yeah,
you were talking about the Supermax, and that was accurate. That was true, but only for a couple of moments. HonMono does plummet in that supply, and GogojOey wanted to get rid of a bunch of his Ling Bane because now he's finally refining his army with those Vipers.
Yeah, GogojOey going into a very large amount of Hydras still sorry, I was about to say still at a pretty low drone count, but he did find some time amongst all of that to drone up to 85 drones. So sitting on a pretty nice economy, even getting some extra hatches along the way. So he's going to have a lot of fuel to add to this Zerg fire.
Oh god, he really does, even taking a 6th base here on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, the tanks were left exposed!
Yeah, the tank is exposed and the Hydras are able to take down a couple of those and then get out. The creep is starting to encroach further and further across the map, and that does allow for moves like this.
Oh god, exactly. These run-bys haven't really done too much damage, but they've just been pulling apart the attention of HonMono. Finally, another tank goes down. Finally, these run-bys are actually dealing some damage.
Yeah, that's right, and every tank going down here is very significant because it changes the complexion of this army so much. The Hydras do so well when there aren't tanks, and with those last couple of tanks going down, it is starting to look like GogojOey has the potential to start setting up an attack.
Asher, that was every single tank. There are 0 tanks remaining on the map. There we go. Finally, another tank is being produced, but we only have Marines and Marauders for HonMono.
Yeah, that's right. And this is a pretty huge army. GogojOey recognizing that is just going to back off, is going to allow HonMono to push further onto creep, recognizing that there is a lot of pressure on HonMono to get some damage done here.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? GogojOey, he was able to remax here on Lingbane Hydra. He now is fully topped up on these Vipers as well. We can Parasitic Bomb these Medevacs. We can use the Blinding Clouds as well on the Bio Army to force them to engage with the Lingbane. There's a lot of options here as HonMono goes for a massive Doom Drop.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a desperation move coming out from HonMono, just sending most of his medevacs over, and GogojOey recognizes now that he can just dive in and start attacking. These Banelings even going to take good trades over here.
Yeah, they take good trades. The base on the right-hand side actually goes down as well. HonMono is breaking on through. GogojOey is breaking on through. HonMono will barely be able to hold on here, but he does have that Doom Drop on the on the left-hand side. He is going to be able to take out some bases. Potentially.
Yeah, going to put some pressure down here, taking out quite a few of the drones. A lot of the creep here is going to section off the army, cordon it away from this gold base, and he'll be able to take that down, but the economy of GogojOey is still booming.
Yeah, it's still absolutely insane. Still far greater than that of our Terran player. Meanwhile, GogojOey, he wants to engage with this army. There are those power bombs on those medevacs.
Yeah, quick split on that first medevac is going to get that away from the other medevacs, but it's more important here for him to kite this Ling Bane force. A couple of these medevacs are going to be going down, a lot of them very low as well, so they're going to have to make sure that they stay away from these Hydras.
Yeah, exactly, but you know what, they're just maybe too much Zerg. Unfortunately, there's only a single tank behind this. The Banelings are rolling forward. They find their connections with the Marines and even the SCVs.
Yeah, and GG is called, and just like that, GogojOey with the 3-0. Mate, he's qualified to the main event.
Oh, GG. Congratulations, GogojOey. I can't. As soon as you brought that up, I couldn't get it out of my head, puppy. But congratulations, he does make it through to that main event. He was one of the favorites coming into this qualifier, but we thought maybe the newcomer, maybe HonMono can throw a wrench in the works, can try and cause a bit of an upset. But that is not going to be the case. GogojOey doesn't drop a single map in this series.
Yeah, Jojo.
It's hard, right?
GogojOey showing that he's got the mojo, he's got the skills, he's got the macro, he's got the builds, he's got what it takes, and he is ready to make a strong showing in the main event. And he has been looking so strong in this region lately. I really think that he is a contender in that main event.
100%, especially when it came to the Home Story Cup and to the TSL qualifiers that we were lucky enough to cover, we were lucky enough to cast. We saw GogojOey take it to the best of them. We saw him take down Rex. We saw him take down Haas. We even saw him take down Nice. I believe it was in one of the qualifiers in the upper bracket, but then fell in the rematch. Like, he has it in him. He knows he has it in him. He even tweeted about it. He made a tweet saying how, like, every single time he's been coming so close, oh so close, but then he fumbles towards the end. Oof.
Yeah, he had a little run there where he kept on coming into second place. Even I think one of the events he went through the whole top bracket, taking out amazing players such as I think he actually took out Mio Micro on his way there. That's a very impressive achievement if I am remembering correctly. But yeah, he has another chance, and he's been so close so many times. Is this going to be the time where he finally makes it?
Yeah, we shall see. DreamHack Atlanta, Taiwan, Hong Kong is going to be his final chance for the year. I say final chance for the year, but I believe there was a tournament announced yesterday or something like that. So there will be more chances, but this is the next big EPT event, DreamHack Atlanta. Congratulations to GogojOey.